Hello everyone and welcome to ROTJ Man's Reviews. So today we are taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Return of the Jedi Deluxe Boba Fett. That's a mouthful. So let's go ahead and we'll take Mr. Fett down from the stand here. So looking at him overall, he does, as far as articulation, have what we come to expect from the Black Series figures. You know, he does have a 90 degree angle for the arms. He does have a little bit of a ab crunch, but not a whole lot. I mean, there is some movement there, as you can see, but he's not crunching that far forward or back, right? He does have he's got an arm thing, but it's not a double jointed arm, right? So he does have the joints, and they go pretty well. They work pretty well for something that's not, not a double joint. He does have the head can look up quite well. The head looks down quite well. We've got the legs that are, again, not double joints, but fine. They're perfectly good legs, right? His feet point down. His feet point up just a little bit, not too much, just from the way it's cut here as far as that goes. He does, of course, have peg holes in the feet. And then what we do have is, as far as accessories go, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. He does have, of course, his blaster that we see right here in his hand, right? We do have a jetpack that comes off, right? So it can be on, it can be off. Really cool. Looks very much, or looks enough like, I suppose, the jetpack in the movie, right? And we can see too, another thing I like about this figure is there's a lot of wear and tear damage or battle damage. If you look, it's all, the pack is all scuffed up. Of course, his head, I'll get that into the close to the camera. You can see how it's all scuffed up. You can see how the face is all scuffed up. The chest armor is scuffed up, right? So I like that very much about the figure. You can tell Fett's been in quite a number of battles there. So we get that with him. We also get this same gun, right? But the lightsaber version of it, that when Luke cut his blaster apart, his blaster rifle apart on the skiff there right before Fett went into the Sarlacc. We also have this like a dart thing that shoots out, right? And you can put this on one of his hands. You can clip around. There we go. So it looks like he's, shooting it out of the hand. There we go. So there's that. You get the shooting of the dart, of the grapple, whatever you want to call it, thing that he shoots out, that he shot out to wrap around Luke. We do have also some flame effects. Oh, and that's another thing too. The visor comes down, right? Goes up, comes down. This little targeting thing on his helmet there, that comes down, goes up. So that's really cool. We also get, like I said, we get these flame effects that, I'm going to go ahead and just take the backpack off here, and we'll pop them in to the bottom of the backpack. So it looks like he's got the exhaust coming out, the flames shooting out, right? So we got that, and that's pretty cool. We just pop that onto the figure, and of course he's ready to fly with his pack, right? And then another thing that we have with him is this flame effect, right? So if we pop the, oh, there he goes. If we pop the flame the flame effect onto his wrist, right? So there he goes. He's using the flame, shooting the flame at his enemies. So this is a really cool figure. I like it. The only gripes I would say is, we didn't really get the double bends in the arms or the legs as much, but it's fine. That's a small gripe to be sure, right? There's one other gripe that I have with him, and I'll get into that when I do the comparison. And again, it's a small gripe. Kind of wish he had this feature, but so taking a look at him, Fett is right at about 6 inches exactly. Yeah, so he's, of course there are 6-inch lines, so it's what you come to expect, right? So you do get, quite a bit of accessories. We get the damaged blaster rifle, right? The cut in half blaster rifle. We get the pack with the flame effects. We get the flame effect for his wrist, so it looks like he's shooting flames out. We get the wrist shooting grapple deal here, right? So we get a number of things. We get the blaster itself, right? And the figure overall is just really cool looking. I like it. I don't know if it's my favorite Fett figure, but it's probably the favorite one that I have. I don't know if it's my favorite one that I've seen, I guess I should say. So overall, though, it's a really, really cool figure. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. So let's do a comparison to some of the other figures. Now, this is the return of the Empire Strikes Back Fett, right? And we'll kind of put them side by side and I'll bring them, but they're about the same size, right? So this one doesn't have the targeting scope doesn't come down on this Fett. And if you can take a look at it, so the Return of the Jedi Deluxe version, the chest armor and even just the helmet, all of the green on him is darker, right? And it looks a little bit more battle damage. I think I like just the detail on the deluxe version. I already feel is better than the Empire Strikes Back version of Fett. The more battle damage, the darker green, right? The way that the wrists look, we've got green with this Fett, but they're almost a little more, I don't know, a little more generic looking. I feel like there's more detail, plus with the silver from the damage and what have you on these. It just, overall, I just feel like the detail on the Return of the Jedi Deluxe Fett is just a little bit better. My only gripe, and here's where I'm going to tell you where I have, again, it's just a minor gripe, but I liked that the Empire Fett has the blaster, the little pistol, and then he's got the holster for the pistol. Excuse me. I really wish that the Return of the Jedi Deluxe had the same thing, the blaster, the holster there. That would have been really cool. I mean, it's a small gripe to be sure. You get a lot of other accessories with the figure, so I can't complain too much, but I do wish he had that feature of just the blaster with the blaster pistol with the holster. That would have been a really cool addition for the figure. So we'll go ahead and compare him to a couple other Oh, and there's another thing too. And you know what a big fan I am of the soft goods, right? So the Empire Fett has the soft goods cape. This guy has got, and this is, not really, I mean, I prefer soft goods, but I don't mind the plastic cape for Fett on the Return of the Jedi Deluxe. I just think overall, I think the Return of the Jedi Deluxe is a superior figure. Maybe not by a whole lot, but just the detail, the darker grays, just the kind of the way that the wrist gauntlets look, the wristbands look. Just some of the stuff that we see on the figure is a little better. This backpack on the Empire Fett. While we do get some battle damage on the back of his head, the backpack is just kind of a little more generic looking. It doesn't pop as much as the deluxe version of Fett that we got. Taking a look at a couple, we'll stack them up here against. So of course this is the Jango Fett from the old Black Series Jango Fett. I did a review on this guy, probably a year or so ago, I believe. And I've always liked this figure. I think he's a cool figure overall. One of the things I really like about him, and again, it's something I wish that we saw with this figure. We get the Temuera Morrison face there. I really wish that they had done that with, and apparently there is a sculpt under the Deluxe Boba Fett. There is a sculpt of, and it looks, I've seen some detailed pictures and a couple of videos where you do see the detailed sculpt of, and it looks like him, but it's not painted in. So if you have this figure and you're brave enough, you can take the helmet off. There's a head under there that looks very much like the actor that plays Fett. And if you're brave enough, you can go ahead and paint it up, or skilled enough, you can go ahead and paint it up. I'm, not going to do those things, but I kind of wish that this figure had the same type of option as we have with the Jango Fett, that just go ahead and pop the helmet off. But again, small gripe, right? So there he is up against the Jango, and they're roughly about the same size. Jango and Boba are roughly about the same size. Of course, the sculpt is a little different, obviously. The chest plate on Jango is a little bit wider and what have you. So, but he's got different armor, so it's kind of hard to be too critical. It's not like Boba's armor, right? So we've got that, and then the last comparison that I will do is with a Mr. Mandalorian himself. So this is the Mandalorian with the Beskar armor that I did a review on sometimes back. This was actually a Christmas gift for me from my son. So there you go. So there's the and again, just about the same size, really. I think the head on the Fett is just a little bit bigger, not significantly so, but kind of hard to be too critical, because I know they're two different types of armor, but just kind of give you a comparison of what they look like side by side with each other. I know there's probably some folks that might want to customize a version of Fett that goes along with the Mandalorian show. So if you want to do that, here's how they'll look together. I know that with Fett in the Mandalorian show, he's got his armor all painted up again and looks really good, not battle damage. So, but there you go. There's how they compare with each other. That's how Boba compares to the Mandalorian, compares to the old Empire Strikes Back Fett, and also Jango Fett. So the Black Series Star Wars Return of the Jedi Deluxe Boba Fett from Hasbro. Really cool figure. I'm really glad I picked it up. If you get the chance to do so, I highly recommend it. It's a really cool figure, and I'm really enjoying having it in my collection. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I will see you all next video.